Thanks for logging on with us here at 41NBC.com. I'm Kyle Warnke. Well, it's a three-way Democratic showdown in the race for the District 1 seat for the Bibb County Board of Education. A retired Bibb County educator and incumbent Ella Carter will face off against 18-year-old Michael McKeever and professional mediator Brenda Sutton. Now, McKeever says if elected, he wants to end what he calls the, quote, frivolous spending by the board. Carter and Sutton say their experience will drive voters in District 1 to the polls.
When people understand that and not misconstrue it, they have a better appreciation for what we ought to be doing at the board level to improve the education in this county. And that's what I'm all about.
Right now, they seem to be running in separate directions. And regardless of what our differences are, we can bridge those differences by making sure that we remain where we need to be, is on the business of educating our children.
They spent over $400,000 on an audit with all that money that's being spent in those areas, and yet students don't have textbooks in all their class. I feel like that's an injustice.
And early voting is underway for the primary elections for the Bibb County Board of Education. This election will be decided Tuesday, August 21st, along with the runoff election for State Senate District 26. Well, the city of Byron is doing its part to help cut back on crime. Local leaders want to force stores that sell alcohol to have a security system. The ordinance would force business owners to install high-tech cameras and give the police access to that footage. Byron PD would also check the systems monthly for any problems. The city says it needs a law like this to keep the community safe.
It's a win-win for everybody. You know, us to try and solve the crimes, and the business owners and the property owners to try and prevent the crimes.
The law has to go through one more reading with the vote expected next month. Now, if passed, violators will have to pay a $250 fine for the first offense. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office arrests a woman accused of scamming senior citizens by pretending she knows them. 34-year-old Katina Hope Wright, also known as Katina Pittman of Fort Valley, faces 2 felony charges under the Disabled Adults and Elderly Persons Protection Act. She also faces 2 counts of theft by deception, and she could face other charges. Deputies say Wright approached senior citizens, claiming she knew them from a doctor's office and would tell them she needed money to fix her car. Deputies are still investigating other incidents involving Wright. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office is asking you to call them if you see a certain vehicle. Apparently, this 1999 4-door Pontiac Sunfire was seen leaving the area where a burglary occurred Monday in the Timber Ridge subdivision. It has Fulton County tags, tag number BAU 9732. If you spot this car, please call Crime Stoppers. Macon police respond to a shooting and car break-in call early Tuesday morning and later find the suspect at the hospital. According to police, a 27-year-old male employee at Academy Sports on Eisenhower Parkway was leaving work after his shift. When he came out to his vehicle, there was a man inside his car. The two got in a fight and the victim shot the suspect, 51-year-old Charles Stinson Jr. He then ran off. Now, police found ID and other items at Academy Sports, which identified Stinson as the break-in suspect. He was later found with a gunshot wound to the jaw and treated at Coliseum Northside Hospital. Stinson will be charged with entering auto once he is released. A former Bibb County commissioner has died. Larry Justice passed away Tuesday afternoon of natural causes. He was 74. Justice served on the county commission for more than 30 years. He was chairman for the last 10 years on the board. Now, with Justice's passing, current Commissioner Joe Allen is now the last standing member from the board of 5 that was in place back in 1989.
He wanted to make this county be the best that it could be. It wasn't something that he set back and took very lightly. You know, you don't make very much money being a commissioner. And a lot of times people get in there and want to be somebody just by being a commissioner. I did that when I became a commissioner, thinking I was going to be somebody. That's not what makes you who you are. It's the type of person that you become after you get in there. And I hope that those 4 other men taught me enough that I can walk in their shoes.
We haven't been made aware of funeral arrangements yet, but Coroner Leon Jones told us Hart's Mortuary will be handling those arrangements. The Houston County Board of Education tabled a vote to install 20 cameras on school bus crossing arms. Now, the cameras would be used to catch people passing the buses while students are loading and unloading. Board members say they want additional time to talk with contractors and local officials just to make sure this project is headed in the right direction. And with school back in session, don't forget, please pay extra attention to all the school buses on the streets. We've got a couple tips for you. Watch for the flashing amber lights on the back of the bus. That means it's about to stop to pick up or drop off kids. Always come to a complete stop when the stop sign is out. If there's a median between you and the bus, you don't have to stop. Otherwise, you have to stop. And remember to keep an eye out for children. Look both ways to see if any kids could be getting on or off the bus and walking across your lane. A Shirley Hills Elementary student has been chosen for an ad campaign, and now her face is popping up in Washington, D.C. Now, the group behind all this is part of First Lady Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign. Lori Cook saw an ad for that campaign and decided she's going to submit a picture of her daughter, Sarah. Sarah was picked, and now her picture is located on a billboard in the Union Station metro stop near the U.S. Senate in Washington, D.C. So just what are Sarah's favorite foods?
Sandwiches and apples and oranges and strawberries.
You know, I know that the school lunches are healthier than they look because they do try to put some things in there that the kids aren't generally knowledgeable about. But I would like to see it be even more healthy. You know, I would like to see some vegetarian options.
The lawyer says she would also like to see veggie burgers, black bean burgers, and brown rice as an option for school lunches. Be sure to join us on the air tonight for the news at 6 and 11. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody.